Hi there, it's Annie Lou. How are you? It is time to start a new art project in my Dollar Tree book. So it is a combination scrapbook, altered art. What I call it is scrapbooking meets altered art. So that's Halloween and my famous upside down fall picture of my brother and his boy that is, I don't know, I think he's graduating high school this year. His name is Joel. And then here's my funky lady. I love her. And Autumn from last autumn. And I love this. It is the pickup truck. And those are my girls right there. So now it is time for a new layout. There you go. So I put parchment paper. Parchment paper is so much more quieter than the wax paper. I used to aggravate myself with the wax paper. So the first thing to do is that I will need to give these 2 pages, it's going to be a 2-page layout, a coat of gesso. And not because I want to cover up what's on the pages, more because I want a tooth, something to grab. So I'm actually going to do the gesso, and I'm using Liquitex. A lot of companies make gesso. And then I will put some paint on here, and when I get to that point, I will show you. These pages are going to be completely covered. The gesso is nice and dry, so what I am going to do next is I am going to paint a sky. Use any blue that you have that you think would look good as a sky. Because I have the possibility of my book splitting in that seam, I am going to add some masking tape to it, and this is pretty wide. So I'm just going to tuck it into that valley over here. And of course it's not going in straight, but not a problem. This is going to be all covered up. Now that I have my reinforcement in there, I am going to paint my sky blue. Use any blue that you have. I started to paint my sky when I realized I got to do that reinforcement. So I have a flat brush because I want to fill it up quickly. And this paper does have some ridges in it, but it's okay. On top of that first blue, I just brought in a darker blue for contrast. I'm going to let this dry. If you have a book and you don't think the seam is going to be a problem, then you certainly do not have to do that with the masking tape. I can see on this page over here, it is not going to split and it is going to be okay. It is easier to do things before the unfortunate happens. Everything is dry. My sky is dry. I might do something different later, but right now, this is ready to be put aside. Now gather your scraps of scrapbook paper. And what we're going to do are create all these buildings. And when I do this, I like to use my cutter. So I'm just going to cut squares and rectangles of different sizes. And I think I have a few to start right here. So the next step is to create the doors and windows. And we're going to do that different ways. Some of them will be drawn in, and some of them will be little pieces of paper made into windows. And you want there to be contrast, so I am going to do this on the pink. The more it clashes, I think, the nicer it is. So we're going to make the windows and the doors. So my first set of windows I cut out at 1/2 inch, and now I'm going to make this strip into squares. and they will all be a 1/2 inch. So here are my windows, and I cut out 6, and this also needs a door. Okay, so that's my first house. Now I'm going to glue it all down with my wet glue. I just went and got a piece of copier paper so I can do my gluing on here. I have a new background that I created with things from Dollar Tree. Okay, let's do the door first. Now, you might or might not want to use tweezers. Sometimes I just find them easier when I'm handling things. Now, wet glue does give you time to move things around, so you have some decision time. I know I'm being fussy, but don't worry about them being perfect. And this is going to have lots of layers on it. So let me go ahead and create all of my houses.